Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. What an incredible victory. Faithful Niner Empire. It was a one possession game. That's what's been the case for the Minnesota Vikings all year. They've either won by one possession or they've lost by one possession. And that was a hell of a game. Back and forth affair. Both teams scoring on each defenses. Turnovers were an issue. I think the Niners, we had one turnover. It was Jimmy G's interception. I think that was it. The Vikings had two, the fumble and the interception by Captain Kirk. And the fumble, of course, was by Dalvin Cook. That was very uncharacteristic of the Minnesota Vikings because they were one of the most disciplined teams as far as turnovers I had mentioned in the pregame show. But that was incredible to get some turnovers against the Vikings. The 49ers are now on a 3-game win streak, man. That's incredible. It's crazy. A month ago, the team was on a 4-game losing streak. We're already thinking about next year. And boy, we're on a 3-game winning streak now. And hey, we are in contention for that wild card spot. Make no mistake about it. And the Minnesota Vikings, shout out to them. They played a hell of a game. Obviously, the turnovers, I feel, were the difference. I'd have to look at the third down conversion rate because obviously that's a big difference as well. But the turnovers were huge deal. And the Vikings, they couldn't stop the running game. Faithful. Y'all saw it? The Vikings could not stop the running game. Elijah Mitchell is a difference maker when he's in there, that's for sure. Deebo Samuel also has some good runs. It's unfortunate that Deebo and Fred Warner got hurt. Also, Dre Greenlaw got hurt as well. I think Fred Warner had the hamstring. Deebo had the groin, and then looked like Dre Greenlaw re-aggravated his groin injury, and that's unfortunate because he had surgery. He was out for multiple weeks, and this was his first game back. So very unfortunate for Dre Greenlaw. And hopefully we'll see because the 49ers are banged up right now. Make no mistake about it. And we'll see what comes to pass during the rest of the week. Hopefully we get some of our guys back. But man, that was an incredible victory, back and forth. I was glued to the TV as you guys were. And it was just a fun game to watch. It was a fun game to be a part of. That's for sure. Back and forth game, both offenses scoring, defenses made some plays. And hell of a game. But shout out to the Minnesota Vikings. They played, some of the best football they could. Hey, 49ers at the end of the day, we made some more plays. Shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay Facebook, Jay in the Bay YouTube, Jay in the Bay Twitter. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And it was a very physical game as well. That's for sure. Very physical. Both teams hitting, man. And the 49ers did a great job stopping the run. We pretty much shut down Dalvin Cook. Thielen had 2 touchdown catches, but it was blown coverage. A lot of his touchdown catches were blown coverage. So that's something that can definitely be cleaned up. But let's say what's up to the people in them comments. Let's see. We got first Andre. What's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream, Dre. I know your Sunday night is going real well right now. Andre said Sunday nights are good these days. Absolutely. Nothing like a 49er win. Obviously next week against Seattle, that's going to be another tough game up in Seattle. But man, it feels really good to be on this 3-game win streak. That's for sure. Andre, I agree with you, bro. Andre says Vikings made us earn it. That's exactly what we need to be tested on. Keep the W's coming. Absolutely, man. Yeah, that was a great test. Obviously, there were definitely some things that we can work on. Jimmy was, this was a oh no Jimmy game. He threw that interception early. He was a little high with his throws. and these are just unfortunate. This is what I at least expect. I can't speak for the faithful, the Niner Empire, but this is just one of those Jimmy games, one of the negative Jimmy games. Inaccurate, high with his throws, threw an INT. Fortunately, we could rely on the running game. This definitely was not Jimmy's best game, that's for sure. Some would even say we won in spite of Jimmy. I don't know if I would go that far. He did make some nice throws, but he was inaccurate, that's for sure. Josh Norman, hey, he had that peanut punch. We didn't get the fumble recovery, but that was another ball that he knocked out. But then again, Josh Norman had some penalties. He had some penalties. But, we just got to accept who the players are. Shanahan is going to stick with the guys he trusts. He's not going away from Josh Norman unless we see otherwise. I did see Ambry Thomas out there. I don't know if I saw Lenore, but I saw Ambry Thomas out there. Tom Compton was in at right tackle. Brunskill is still getting, pushed all over the field like a sled at a high school stadium. But hey, Shanahan's going to ride with his guys because we see it every game. But Andre said Vikings made us earn it. Absolutely. That's exactly what we need to be tested on. Keep the W's coming. That's right. Monty Williams, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Monty. He says, I called it. The final score earlier on your show, 34-24. Honestly, I can't even remember. But I remember you did offer a score. I can't remember, but I'll take your word for it. But, man, and I said it would be 31-27. So it was a real close game. That's for sure. But, yeah, I appreciate you for coming through in the pregame and the postgame, Monty. I feel you. John, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, John. That's a nice avatar you got there, man. Congratulations. He says back and forth, turnovers, very physical, playoff atmosphere for sure. Great win, baby. Absolutely. That was a back and forth game. That was a must win kind of for both teams, even though the Vikings, they're not out of it. But that was a great test for both teams. And fortunately, the 49ers, we prevailed at Levi Stadium. Huge shout out. Hot diggity dog. Blue True. What's good? Nice. I appreciate that donation to the channel. Blue True, $34.26. I can dig it. Blue True says, congrats at Jay and the Bay and the Niner Empire. I appreciate that, Blue True. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're doing great on this Sunday night. Key in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Key. Key says, good win today, Jay. Absolutely. And as John mentioned, that felt like a playoff game. Both teams were hidden. Both teams really, needed to win this game. Now the 49ers are 6-5. The Vikings fall to 5-6. And we're looking good. We just hope that, I know we got some injuries, Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Debo, we'll see, what happens with those injuries. Hopefully, those injuries aren't long-term. I know the Niners will be cautious, with all the players, of course, but, hopefully those injuries won't be long-term. That's all we can really hope for, but we'll have a better idea of that once the week, as we go through the week progresses. Alejandro, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Alejandro. He says Dalvin Cook better be okay. Yeah, that was tough to see him go out like that. It looked like it was either a chest or a rib injury or something like that. So very unfortunate for Dalvin Cook and the Vikings. Hoping for a speedy recovery for him. Hopefully his injury is not long-term. But speaking of Dalvin Cook, let's take a look at what Dalvin Cook did today, because that was a big thing. The 49ers, definitely were struggling against the run, that's for sure. And, we did a pretty good job. We did a very good job of, slowing down the run game. That's for sure. Dalvin Cook right here, he had 10 carries, 39 yards. That is right at basically 3.9 yards per carry.
I mentioned in the pregame, yeah, we got to have Dalvin Cook under 4 yards per carry. And when we got that, his carries were limited. I think we did a good job in stopping the running game. That's for sure. And I want to see what was Dalvin Cook's longest run. Let's see. Let's look at Dalvin Cook's longest run, because I don't think it might have been maybe 10 yards or so. So we kept Dalvin Cook in check. 49ers defense did an excellent job. Excellent job. That's for sure. And I hope, Dalvin Cook will be okay, man. Livy's World, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Livy's World. Livy's World says no umbrella tonight, Jay. That's right. I won't be saying when it rains, it pours. Not tonight, baby. Monty Williams says, I said Mitchell will have an MVP game. You were right, man. I thought Kittle, may have a great game. He was used more in the blocking, game. I think Jimmy found Kittle. Maybe Kittle had 2 or 3 catches. Let's see. So Ayuk led the team. He had 3 catches, 91 yards. Ayuk was pretty good. And let's see. I think he had like 2 or 3 catches, I believe. I think Kittle had like 3 catches. He wasn't a huge factor. But we know the Niners, they want to use Kittle in the run game and in the run blocking game, and they definitely did that. But Mitchell balled out. There's no question about that. Speaking of Mitchell, 27 carries, 133 yards, 1 touchdown. Man, Elijah Mitchell, man. I mean, 6th round draft pick, best running back on the team right now. I mean, he's having an incredible year. If he stays healthy, he will get over 1,000 yards rushing. Shout out to Deebo Samuel. Tuck your chain. He got, over 1,000 yards receiving. So shout out to Deebo Samuel. He's the first wide receiver to do that since 2014, and Anquan Bolden. And I also saw a stat. Deebo Samuel, he's the first wide receiver since T.O. to get 1,000 yards receiving in his first 11 games. So only 3 wide receivers for the 49ers have ever done that. 1,000 yards receiving in their first 11 games or less. Jerry Rice, T.O., Deebo Samuel. That's great company to be in. That's for sure. Let's see. John says our special teams need some work. Yeah, I was surprised Robbie Gould missed that kick, man. I mean, it's a 42-yard kick. I thought he should have made it. John says Wisnowski should not be the one making the tackle almost every kickoff. That's a great point, man. That's a great point. Wisnowski, he is a aggressive kicker, that's for sure. He doesn't mind making tackles. That's for sure. But I don't know what to say. I mean, we got an aggressive kicker, but other guys should be able to make tackles. That's for sure. And I think that was the first time this year we allowed a kick return for a touchdown. I don't recall us allowing a kick return for a touchdown. I don't remember us doing that earlier this year. So I think that was the first time. So that was a disappointment. That definitely kept the Vikings in the game. So Jason, Niners smash Massey. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. I know you're having an excellent Sunday night. He says Jason threw about 8 Jimmy threw about 8 hospital balls. I mean, this is the bad Jimmy. You're going some games you're going to get the good Jimmy. Some days you're going to get the bad Jimmy. This was bad Jimmy. Throwing high, inaccurate with the football. He threw that early interception, but he did make some good throws, but he did have more bad throws. It seemed like it. He had a lot of incompletions. If you look at Jimmy G's stats, 17 of 26, 230 yards. Let me put that on the screen. So 17 of 26, 230 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT. That's the type of game you're going to get from Jimmy. It's either going to be a 17 of 26 or it might be a 22 of 28, something like that, where he's a little bit more accurate. but there were 9 incompletions. So I think that's too many, especially for only 26 passes. But Jimmy G was off today. There's no make no mistake about it. Jimmy G had an off day today. Unfortunately, we were able to run that rock. Let's continue with the rest of these comments. Alejandro says, my friend Landon was with his Vikings jersey. Okay, he went to the game today. All right. That was cool. J.R. Meadows, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. JR, he says, I was close. Yeah, with the score. Yeah, I mean, I thought the Niners would score in the 30s. I predicted 31-27, so I was pretty close as well, man. But I'm just glad to get the win. We got our second straight home victory at Levi Stadium, and then we also got our third straight overall victory in a row. So I know, JR, minor injuries, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Debo. So yeah, those are some injuries that we'll have to see how they progress throughout the week. Who had a broken collarbone? Was that Dalvin Cook? Let me know in them comments. Let me know, JR. I think was it broken collarbone Dalvin Cook? I was telling Matt Navarro, what's good? I was telling the executive producer of the show, I was like, man, the Rams about a month ago, they was riding high. The LA Rams, they was riding high. They was 7-1. They was looking good. They're like, oh yeah, we Super Bowl bound and all this stuff. And now they 7-4. They lost their last 3 games, and they are. One could say they are imploding right now. But it's so funny in the NFL. 1 week you think you're on top, and after a few losses, it's like, where do we go from here? But the Rams, I think they're they're second in the division. It's not like their season's over, but they got some work to do. You know, that defense, allowed a lot of points to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And the Rams, they got some work to do. I don't know the rest of their schedule. I know we played them the last game of the year, but man, one week you're on top of the world, and then the next week it's like, where do we go from here? I mean, honestly, this is how we felt. We lost 4 straight. We were thinking about next season. Trey's gonna start some games this year, but now we're on a 3-game win streak. Man, it's definitely great. That's for sure. J.R. Meadows says Cook's longest run was 30 yards. Wow. So that means besides that run, he was only averaging about 1 yard per carry. Yeah, we did an excellent job. I don't know what it is. I really have to look at the game. I'd have to watch the game back, but we're doing a much better job stopping the run compared to the earlier games in the season. That's for sure. And we got to keep it up. We got Seattle next week. Russell Wilson. They got a 2 pair of wide receivers. You know it, Lockett and Metcalf. They're great wide receivers. I know the Seattle Seahawks are kind of in shambles right now, but they still got Russell Wilson. So anything is possible, as KG says. I agree with you, Jason. I agree. Damian Lee, what's good? Damian Lee, for those that didn't see the pregame, he said he was driving around Cowboy Stadium with a Niner flag, and it looks like he's doing the same thing now. Damian Lee says, love the red and gold. It's better to get hot later than start good. Look at the Cowboys right now. Look at the LA Rams right now. I mean, all it takes is one game. They can easily turn it around. It just takes one game for them to turn it around. But man, they got some work to do. I appreciate that, Alejandro. Matt Navarro, yeah, I know, man. That's what we all hoping for, Matt. Hopefully Debo and Greenlaw are back next week against Seattle. Yeah. I mean, Greenlaw, I would be surprised. I mean, it looked like he re-aggravated his groin. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but he re-aggravated an injury that he just had surgery on. So, the odds of him coming back are probably, not high. Debo, we'll see, and then hopefully with Fred Warner, we'll see. J.R. Meadows says, yeah, Cook, I'm guessing, but I think I'm on target. Okay. Yeah, because he was one of the players. I think he was the Vikings player that was carted off, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to have surgery for that, probably. Broken collarbone. Queen B, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Queen B. Queen B says, I am happy that 2 out of my 3 favorite NFL teams won their games. Hey, absolutely. Damian Lee says, still sorry, blank the Rams. NYCE, what's good? What a game. What a game. Still got the gas down. Exactly. NYCE said in the pregame, all gas, no breaks. And that was a hell of a game, back and forth. Both teams were in it. It was a physical game, playoff atmosphere. Both teams wanted it really bad. But if we look at the huge differences in this game, let's take a look at the stats. So third down efficiency is a very key stat. The Vikings offense this season have done a pretty good job at converting on third downs. This game they didn't. 2 of 8 is not going to cut it. That's putrid. Not going to cut it. The 49ers defense did a great job on third downs, not allowing the Vikings to get first downs. You look at the Niners, we were 5 of 12. I mean, that's okay. That's right under 50%. The last 3 games, we've been 50% from third down conversion on the offensive side of the ball. So that was okay, but I think there's room for improvement. We can do better than that. Also, you look at the time of possession. This is a stat that the Niners have won, the last 3 games. 37 minutes controlling the clock. And the way you do that, you got to run the rock. Faithful, y'all see it? Time of possession was the key. We also had more first downs. We had 23 first downs. We won the turnover battle. And, the Vikings only had 6 turnovers coming into this game. That led the NFL in the least giveaways. Hey, we had more yards. We had 100 more yards. That contributed to the win as well. But yeah, the biggest things were the time of possession, the first downs. We were able to control the clock with the running game. So, we did what we had to do, and it was a tough fought game, that's for sure. John says, comparing Mostert and Mitchell as speed running backs, Mostert is faster, but Mitchell is more physical for yards after contact. I mean, Mostert, he was a physical back, I felt. When he was in there, I saw Mostert. I remember him breaking some tackles. He was not necessarily easy to bring down. But yeah, Mitchell, he doesn't have that Mostert speed, but it's close to it. It's very, very close. And what a find, a 6th round draft pick, best running back on the team. We'll see what happens next year because not everything stays the same. We know that. Look at Mostert this year; he got hurt, but man, he has a bright future. Elijah Mitchell has a bright future, that's for sure. And I'm glad that he's wearing the red and gold. And man, he's been, him and Debo are the offensive MVPs this year, no doubt about it. David, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, D. He says, hopefully our injured players from today are able to play next week. We will see how bad tomorrow. Yeah, we'll get another idea tomorrow. I'm sure there will be MRIs done, and they'll probably have the results for that tomorrow. And hopefully, none of the injuries are serious. Hopefully the players will be day to day, and we'll see how the injuries progress throughout the week. NYCE says, I got mad at Kyle right before half. What was he thinking when he let all that time run off, then called a timeout? Yeah, he does that. He does that frequently, man. I guess you could say he doesn't want the other team to get the ball with time on the clock. But it definitely makes you nervous. I definitely get nervous because you're wasting so much time. Then you have to kind of settle for a field goal. But today it worked out. We were able to get a touchdown at the end of the first half. Juwan Jennings, I think that had that touchdown catch. I think it was on a little out pattern. So shout out to Juwan Jennings. Hope he could have had that. He could have had 2 touchdown catches, but he couldn't get his other foot down. But he stepped up when needed to. Ayuk was there, Debo, of course. Kittle had a few catches, but that's what you're going to get. Sometimes Shanahan is going to do that. But that was a hell of a game. Three straight victories, 2nd straight home victory. Now we look towards Seattle. I wanted to pull up the current NFC West standings. Let's see. And let's see where the Niners rank so far after this recent victory. Let's see. So it looks like, the Cardinals are still atop of the NFC West at 9-2. The Rams, they lost their third straight game. They're 7-4, and now the Niners were sitting at 6-5. So, the Seahawks, we play them next week in Seattle. They lost two straight games. They're kind of imploding at 3-7. And the Rams, same thing. They're 7-4. So, and look at the Cardinals, 6-0 on the road. That's crazy. That's pretty good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game next week against them good old Seattle Seahawks. That's for sure. That's every game I feel right now is a must win. That's for sure. Shout out to Travis Berg Jr. What's good? Appreciate that donation to the channel, man. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. This is obviously a great Sunday night for the faithful, for the Niner Empire. Queen B says, right on. All three of my favorite NFL teams won today. Who are your two other favorite teams, Queen B? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. Queen B says she's actually dancing right now. NYCE said, yeah, you did say that. Yep. He says, I did call Jennings and Juice today, LOL, but I wanted to get your feeling about Robbie Gould. Ever since his injury, I am not as sold on him, and he misses that field goal. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, Robbie Gould, he has been, he missed some games today, he missed some games during the season for that groin injury. I think it was more than 3 games because he was placed on short-term IR. I was surprised he missed that field goal today. I was. He majority of the time he's consistent, but he has been a little shaky. Let's look at his stats. Let's see how good Robbie Gould has been this year for the 49ers. Let's see. Let's look up Robbie Gould. Let me take your comment off real quick. So let's see. Robbie Gould. On extra points, he's basically 100%. He's made all of his extra points. But, you're a field goal kicker. You should. On his field goal kicks, he's only missed 1 kick. And that was week 1 against Detroit and obviously today. So he's missed 2 kicks so far. But other than that, so basically he's attempted 10 field goals this year. He's 8 of 10. So that's 80%. But I was surprised that he missed the field goal today. But Robbie Gould, he is an expensive kicker. He's not in the prime of his career, I don't think, anymore. But hey, this is who we have. This is who we have, for the rest of the season. I don't think he's going to get cut tomorrow. But he's 8 of 10, 80%. I mean, that's not terrible. It's solid. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was surprised when he missed that field goal. That's for sure. Damian says, would you trade Kittle for a number 2 round draft pick, consider injury and the emergence of Debo and Jawan? Nah, I don't think I would trade Kittle. Unless if a team was offering like 2 first-round picks or something like that, then, you have to consider, every trade, if they're considering that type of compensation. But nah, we just need to get Kittle more involved in this offense. George Kittle, the last 3 games prior to this one, he had 3 straight touchdown catches. This game, we couldn't get him in the end zone, but we just we just have to get Kittle more involved in the offense. Would you trade George Kittle, Damien? Let me know. But no, I wouldn't trade Kittle. Absolutely. But no, I would not trade Kittle. I appreciate that $2 donation, Travis Berg Jr. He says Samuel was next to impossible to tackle today. I agree, man. Definitely agree. NYCE says, hey, maybe it's a growing tightness. Hey, DR, what's good? The hater has returned. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, DR. Now, you did say that the Vikings was going to, beat the brakes off them good old Niners. You did say that, DR. But fortunately, that did not come to fruition. And the 49ers have won their third straight. And David says, in pure Arizona Cardinals fashion, he says the Cardinals are going to win that division. We'll see, man. There's still 6 games left. Hey, and you never know. David says the 49ers might actually get the second seed. You never know, man. I mean, you never know. It's a week-to-week season. The Rams were riding high. They thought they were, Super Bowl bound, about a month ago, and they've lost 3 straight. So you never know, man. You never know. The Cardinals, you guys were doing great last year. Kyler got hurt, and it went downhill. So you never know, man. You never know. We got some injuries, Debo, Fred. Trey Sermon got hurt, too. Trey Sermon got hurt. I think it was on a kickoff return, I believe, or a punt return. Trey Sermon got hurt. Looked like he rolled his ankle. That didn't look good. So that's less depth in the running back room. Trey Sermon, he's probably going to be out probably multiple weeks. Rolled that ankle. We'll see how it progresses during the week, but I don't expect to see him anytime soon. Jermichael Hasty, he has an ankle injury. So right now our healthy running backs are Mitchell and Jeff Wilson Jr. And I'm pretty sure Mitchell's going to be limited during the week. I don't think he'll be practicing full pads every day. I would be surprised by that. David says, what? Y'all overuse Debo? What are you talking about, DR? What do you mean? Man, Debo, he's a Swiss Army knife, man. Debo does it all. Man. And like the announcer, Jonathan Vilma said, Debo's going to get paid. Debo about to get broke off something proper in the offseason. You can guarantee that after the season he's had. And that's a great problem for the 49ers. I mean, this is how it's supposed to work. You draft the talent, you develop the talent, and you pay the talent when they exceed the expectations, or at least live up to the expectations. But he's going to be he's a very valued player. Hopefully he that injury to his groin is not severe. That's all we can hope for at this time. NYCE, we can't look at a player's performance because of fantasy, LOL. Kiddo is doing what he is expected to do in order for us to win. I think anyone can have their number called at any time. I agree, and we've seen it the last 3 weeks prior to this game. Kiddo, I believe, he got a lot of catches, and he was targeted in the red zone. He had 3 straight touchdown catches. So, sometimes you're not going to be targeted in every game. He probably had less than 5 targets in today's game. But hey, kiddos, it doesn't matter. And as NYCE perfectly articulated, it doesn't matter. We're not worried about fantasy numbers and all that. But I would want Kittle to be more involved, of course. But we got the win. We were running the ball down the Vikings' throat. They couldn't stop it. I think we had over 200 yards rushing. They couldn't stop it. And this was something that the Vikings have struggled to do, earlier on in the season. And, we got the win, baby. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But there's always something that we can improve on. That's for sure. Brandon the King, what's good? He says, man, what a day. Big win in the Bay. Let's get it. I agree, man. Hell of a win. David Renteria says Murray is healthy now. After that bye, he's 100%. I know that's what you hope. I know that's what the Cardinals fans are hoping for. What about D-Hop? How's he doing? Is he 100% healthy too? hopefully for the Cardinals fans and those players, they are 100% healthy, man. But I appreciate that update, DR. NYCE. I can see Debo pulling off of Roger Craig 1,000 yards receiving, and now he could end up with 1,000 yards rushing. I would be surprised by that, but that's interesting because I don't think any receiver has ever had 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. So, but let's see what is Debo Samuel's rushing stats so far. This year. Let's see. So we got Debo. Let's see. So far, I mean, he's still a long way from 1,000. That's wishful thinking. He's got under 200 yards rushing. Yeah, he'd have to have 100 rushing yards the next few games, and I don't see that happening. But it's great to think big. That's for sure. It's great to think big. But that'd be crazy if he'd be able to do that. But we'll see how Debo is this week. Because he left the game with the groin injury, so we shall see. Lido, what's good? Lido says, "What's up, fam? How about the Niners, man? I mean, 3-game win streak. It was, there are definitely areas we need to improve, but hey, man, I'm happy." OYG Sakona, what's good? How about that win, man? He says, "Yes, sir." That's right. Yeah, NYCE in regards to David, he says, I'll believe it when I see it. LOL about Kyler Murray. He's NYCE. He's 800 yards away, so it would be amazing. He'd have to get 100 yards, for the rest of the games in each game. I don't think that'll happen, but he could get close. Maybe he could put together 50 yards in the rest of the games. He'll get to 500, but. We'll see. We'll see the status of Debo because if he ain't healthy, that's not going to happen. But if you guys love that 49er victory, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay. Check me out. IG, Twitter, Facebook, Jay in the Bay. Check me out. I appreciate all the support. David Renteria says D-Hop is going to be healthy too, man. Hey, I hope so. I hope for the Cardinals fans and those respected players, I hope they are healthy 100%. The Cardinals will make that playoff push, man. I'll be happy for y'all, man. Y'all beat us. You guys were better than us those 2 games. I have to admit it. You guys were the better team. And let's see if this will be the first time if the Cardinals, win at least 12 games or whatever. This would be the first time that they would actually make the playoffs under Cliff and Kyler Murray as your starting quarterback. So that will be an accomplishment, man. That's for sure. Let's see. David says both of them going to play versus them good old Chi-Town Bears. All right, man. Good luck in the game, man. Good luck in the game. But man, that's a great victory. I think I will have a post-game show tomorrow night. I think I'll have a special guest on. We'll see if our timing can be on point. But then we can go over the game. I can pick their brain, what they thought of the game, and we can go into it. Let's see. NYCE says, LOL, Kyle should have started him rushing sooner at David Renteria. That number 1 spot looking shaky. I'm just saying. I would just say it's still early, man. It's still early. Like we're basically in the middle of the season right now. Well, we're a little bit more, but there's 6 games left, and a lot can happen in 6 games. That's for sure. A lot can happen in 6 games. Make no mistake about it. That's for sure. Let's see. David says, by the way, Oklahoma is looking to get Cliff as their head coach. I saw that report. DR. What do you think about that, man? I don't understand why Cliff would go to a college when he's already the head coach of an NFL team. I know he's in the. I think he's got 1 year left in his contract next year. So I'm sure the Cards are waiting to see if he can at least lead them to the playoffs before they offer a contract extension. But it seems like that wouldn't be an upgrade. That would be a downgrade, because, the NFL is, hey, that's the NFL, top of the line. KD, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, KD. I know you are happy on a Sunday night. KD says, what's good, Jay and the Bay, and the Niners beat the Vikings 34-26. That's right, man. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. David says, well, too bad the 49ers ain't getting that number one seed. I mean, there's no way. Because the Cardinals beat us twice. Even if the Cardinals lose the rest of their games and we win the rest, I still don't think we can. Even if we have the same record, because the Cardinals beat us twice, they would earn the tiebreaker. The Sports Star, what's good? How you doing on a Sunday night, the Sports Star? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate for everyone contributing to the stream tonight. I didn't want to come on too long. I just wanted to say what's good and talk about the faithful, the Niner Empire. And it's incredible to be on a 3-game winning streak. Man, it's crazy what winning can do, that's for sure. And we'll see what those injuries come about during the week. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But shout out to Travis Berg Jr., he had 2 donations tonight. I appreciate you, TB. Huge shout out to Blue True 3426. I like that. I appreciate that donation, Blue True. Shouts out to you. Thank you for your continued support. As I say, the people in the comment section, you guys are the real MVPs. You guys help with the show. You guys help make it more exciting. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. That's something I didn't realize when I first started doing YouTube, but it's pretty cool. I like interacting with people. We all keep it respectful, and we can all talk about, our team. Shout out to everyone watching, Jay and the Bay Facebook, Jay and the Bay YouTube, Jay and the Bay Twitter. Thank you all for your support. I think we might have a few more comments. Let's see. Yeah, KD says, do you know Debo injury? So it looks like Debo may have aggravated his groin injury. And that's why he did not return in the game. I'm sure he'll have, some MRI done on it tomorrow to see if there's anything torn or if it's just strained. And then, we'll see what happens as far as his availability against the Seattle Seahawks next Sunday. It just depends how he feels during the week. But, yeah, it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Local 49ers fan, what's good? He's got the IU show avatar. I like that. He says Debo said he tweaked his groin in the presser today. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Hopefully it's not too serious. And I am liking, I should say, I like that I'm seeing Ayuk getting more looks out there by Jimmy G. I mean, Ayuk, he's a playmaker. When he gets the ball in his hand, he can make magical things happen when he's targeted. That's for sure. And hey, Jimmy needs to continue to get him the ball more. He's been on a nice run these last probably 4 or 5 games. And the offense is hard to stop with Mitchell's running. You got Debo running and catching. You got Ayuk and Kittle. Very hard offense to stop. That's for sure. And also, of course, Fred Warner, he had the hamstring injury. Hopefully that's, won't be too serious. We'll see how that progresses. Unfortunately, Trey Sermon rolled his ankle. That didn't look good. So right now we only have two healthy running backs. NYCE says icy hot and some soul food, and he'll be ready for them good old Seahawks on Sunday. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Same to you, KD. Yeah, I had an excellent Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everyone in the chat had an excellent Thanksgiving. Obviously, it's great to eat some food, watch the game, and it's even better to have a victory Sunday night. Nothing better than that. But didn't want to stay on too long. I appreciate everyone rocking with your boy Jay in the Bay. I plan on having a live stream tomorrow night with the guests, and we'll talk about this game, versus the Vikings, and we may talk about the Seahawks. We'll see. And that's if I'm able to get a guest tomorrow. But if I get a guest, you'll see the thumbnail up tomorrow, and hopefully you guys can tune in. But it's been a blast. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the stream. Shout out Travis Berg and Blue True for those super chats. And shout out to everyone who contributed to the stream tonight. You guys are the real MVPs. Niners sickness. What's good? What a win, Niners sickness. Hell of a win, man. NYC says Jay got to run, got a DJ gig, but great win and great show as always. Have a good rest of your night. Same to you, man. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Good luck in your gig tonight, man. And yeah, that was a hell of a win. Boo. Boo. But yeah, Niners sickness, that was a hell of a win, baby. Absolutely, man. If you're going on live tonight, that's cool. Maybe I'll say what's up to you in the chat, man. But because I always like to support people that support me, I like to support them, man. So appreciate you coming through, man. But everyone have a great rest of your night. I appreciate it. Niners sickness says victory Monday. Absolutely, man. Hell of a win, man. Kimbo, what's good? Kimbo says, I'm happy we won. Same here, man. Ain't nothing like a 3-game winning streak. We finally won 2 home games at good old Levi Stadium. So, Niners Sickness says, just got done with my live, but thanks. Okay, all right. Hey, I appreciate you hopping on mine, man. I appreciate it, man. So, shout out to everyone in the chat. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you were excited about this 49er victory. And make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay. I appreciate all the support. I will see you guys real soon. You can always tune in to Jay and the Bay for your latest 49er news. And also, hopefully, I can have a live stream tomorrow night with the guests. But you guys will know real soon. But everyone have a good rest of your night. Thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.